So, a little bit of work to be done on the Bel Air. Suddenly found that the boot, or the trunk, wouldn't close properly. And I knew I had all the adjustments right on these bolts. So it was something else. And sure enough, the old girl, because she's older than me, so I can say that. Yeah, bit of metal fatigue. Anyway, this mofo is pretty heavy, so I might need some additional help with taking it off. I have just the person in mind. As you can see in there, that hinge is actually sheared. So that's going to be a major repair, honestly, because the torsion bars, which are actually what holds this up rather than a gas strut, which means taking the actual lid off itself, which would be easy enough, except Chevrolet decided to put lights in the trunk. We didn't think we were going to have to disconnect that at any point, so that's one continuous wire. So I'm going to have to cut that and create some kind of plug, I guess. Managed to locate a new hinge bracket, whatever, for it, easy enough. And there's plenty of spares for these cars, honestly. And actually there's an upgrade, so I could do away with the torsion bars and have gas struts in there. But that's $400, which is a little steep. The replacement part is under 100, so I think I'm going to go with that. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of work on the Bel Air. We're going to be replacing the water hose down there, which originally looked like that L-shaped one. I'm going to be putting this new bendable one in, which I haven't stripped the supporting wire out of. I stripped the wire out of the other one so it would fit better, but of course then it kinks and collapses, so that's no good. Didn't think that one through. So we're going to be trying that, and we're going to be testing the spark plug tester to see what it looks like on these HT leads, to see whether that's an issue on the MV after all. Do we like the flags, by the way? Got to have a flag, right, Eddie?
Do you have a flag?
Don't know what's going on here with the battery. Looks like one of those chemistry sets that you got when you were a kid, where you grow crystals. Extra precaution at the front of the car to stop it going forward, because it has a tendency to slip out of park. And I'm going to be exiting the driving compartment to do the spark plug testing. There's my Heath Robinson park gear selector. Let's hope it works. Let's fire her up and see what happens. Ready? There we go. Ignition on. Engine start. Been a while since she's been started, so she was a little bit hesitant. She's ticking over nicely now. Okay, foot off the brake, and let's go outside. So if I suddenly disappear from view and the camera goes black, you'll know that it slipped out of park and I was last seen under a Bel Air. So there's the tester laid on the HT lead, and that's what that looks like. Much the same, kind of intermittent. Try it on a different lead. I would say it's much the same. You just hit the spot. Additional park brakes in place. We are safe to go. Time to do a bit of a sweep up, and who would believe that we had snow on Tuesday, I think it was. It's a beautiful 60 something degrees out there. Perfect for tinkering. Got the new parts in for the trunk as well, but I'm not going to tackle that today because we might need the car to be at least vaguely mobile for something exciting and new that's happening. But more on that later. And I think I can do it without removing the left-hand one, the driver's side. So hopefully, yeah, I'll be able to keep the wiring intact. As you can see, we're well equipped for any incidents that may occur during tinkering. It's important to have a fire extinguisher or two kicking around because you never know. So that's one of those fancy turbo intercooler clips, so should be able to get in there easy enough, and then the other one's kind of down in there, which I think the best route is going to be through here. I might need one of these extensions, and these are kind of cool because the end is not quite square, so it gives you a little bit of wobbly on the end to get a slightly off center angle. If not, I've got a wobbly. In fact, I've got a lot of wobblies. So because I wasn't happy with that pipe, I didn't actually fully fill it with coolant, so hopefully there won't be too much spilling out when this comes off. Bound to be a bit. Alright, that's nice and loose. Oh yeah, quite a bit. Not very rusty at all. Managed to get in there with the same little ratchet, so that's safely out now. Clearly I've ordered a different hose, and it's shorter, which is fine, but it's also the same inside diameter, both ends, which is not so fine. So it might not work, in which case I'm kind of kippered. However, there are ways of getting around this, as you can see from this, which is a kind of universal type fitting thing, where you put a sleeve of rubber inside, and of course that all seals up when you clamp it up. So I might have to use one of these. Like these though, because this is what I had on the top, coming out the top of the radiator, and that's what let go and spewed water everywhere. So I won't actually be using the fitting necessarily. So I was a little bit wrong in that this is just too short, and because of the angle that it needs to come up at, I'm not going to get a good seal on one end or the other, so that's not going to work. So I would normally pop down to town and see what I could find, but traffic is horrible, so I'm not going to do that. Unfortunately, I hoped this might fit inside the old one, the old new one, but it doesn't, because that would strengthen it and then that wouldn't be a problem. This does. That is a little bit loose. So temporarily, I'm just going to put that in, temporarily, because it's going to restrict the flow, something rotten. But it will at least stop it collapsing. Got the hose fitted to the cylinder block, and before I do anything else, I found these waggling around, whatever they are, and unfortunately they've been routed through the alternator bracket, which is not great. I don't want to take that off, but I don't really want them dangling around, so I'm gonna fit them up here somewhere out of the way. Bit of housekeeping while I'm under the hood. Still not a big fan of where they are, but at least they're not flapping around and bashing into things. Have to think of a proper solution for that. Talking of which, here's the temporary solution for the collapsing pipe. All connected up again and ready to refill. A little bit of collapsing going on there, but nowhere near as bad as it was. So anyway, This is all temporary. Ready to go. Water in the radiator. Chocks away and ready to roll. We'll leave that one there for the time being. What a beautiful view. Well, we'll leave that there too because we're only going backwards. We don't need to see where we're going. Forwards. Okay. Emergency brake off. You see, instantly slips into reverse. Automatic gearbox for sure. She does sound good when she's running. See, this engine's smooth as silk. Oh, it's not running. Yeah, if the motor was running, that would be wobbling like a bastard, and if you revved it, it would definitely tip the glass over because the whole car rocks from side to side when you rev the motor. But anyway, it's only when you start looking at things that you find other things, like that doesn't look very healthy. I think I probably need to do something about that. Thanks for watching another episode, and hopefully we'll have some more Stratos news soon. Remember to subscribe to the channel and encourage others to watch my lunacy.